今回は I'm no dancer という表現をベースにお話ししていきますね。パッと見たときに、ちょっと変な英語じゃないと思うかもしれません。確かに文法的に見ると、単語の並び方、言葉の選び方がちょっと変に感じる人がいると思います。でも実際ね、ネイティブスピーカーがこういった表現を自然に使ってます。本当に使ってますよ。例えばね、I'm no dancer, but I love a boogie now and again. She is no Michelin star chef, but she cooks good food. どちらもすごくシンプルで、そのまま会話ですぐ使える便利なフレーズなんですよね。この動画ではこの表現の意味と使い方をしっかり簡単な英語で解説してすぐ使えるようになるためのポイントを紹介します。If you can master this one, it'll take your English up a notch. No doubt about it. Straight off the bat, I want to show you how these kind of sentences are made. As I said in the introduction, it may seem like a funny way to use English as it kind of goes against the rules of grammar that most people are used to. Let's compare. I am not a dancer. This would be the way that standard English would put it. 私はダンサーではありません。I can't think of a situation where I would need to use this kind of sentence in my life. It's kind of like one of those, this is a pen kind of things, I guess. But if you say, I'm no dancer, you're saying a totally different thing. ダンサーって感じじゃないよ。So it's like we're not talking about the same thing anymore. So like I said earlier, I'm no dancer, but I love a boogie now and again. ダンサーなんかじゃないけど、踊るのは好きなんだよね。You're basically saying you're not good at it or you're a real amateur. It's kind of self-depreciating. So instead of saying, I'm not a cook, which is super straight, has virtually no nuance at all, and may even come across as being a little bit touchy, then we can use the more colorful phrase, I'm no cook. So those are the basics of how sentences are put together and how it all works in a conversation. This language pattern is most commonly used when talking about people. It's used for talking about looks, abilities, and personalities. Let's take a look at 5 examples. Here's the first one. He's no Picasso, but he takes his painting very seriously. So he's no Picasso means he's not the best artist in the world. He's not fantastic, but he's super enthusiastic and he takes it very seriously. He's no Picasso, but he takes his painting very seriously. The second one, I'm no mechanic, but I think the engine's overheating. So you're not claiming to be a super clever person about engines or cars or something like that, but you do understand when something is wrong and the engine is overheating. So I'm no mechanic, but I think the engine's overheating. Maybe anybody could understand that. The third one, I'm no genius, but even I can see that's a bad idea. I'm no genius or I'm no expert, which is also a really commonly used one as well, means, okay, I know that I'm not super clever, but I can at least understand this point. I'm no genius, but even I can see that's a bad idea. Okay, number 4, she's no supermodel, but she's got a great smile. So this is kind of a nice way to talk about somebody in a sense, if you know what I mean. She's no supermodel. I mean, she's not like drop dead gorgeous, absolutely the most beautiful girl in the world, but she does have a really nice smile. She's no supermodel, but she's got a great smile. And then moving on to number 5, she's no pushover. Don't underestimate her. So in this one, we didn't use but, it's just like 2 sentences together. So if someone is a pushover, it means they're very easy to beat, or they're not really all that strong, or like their character is kind of weak if they're a pushover. But if you say she is no pushover, it means she has got a strong personality, a strong will, and maybe it's difficult to beat her in business or in an argument or something. So she's no pushover. Don't underestimate her. So because we're talking about people here, we don't want to be too mean or make people feel bad. So we soften it by adding but. She's no Natsuko Toda, but she's a handy person to have around when we have overseas guests. So I put this one together, this example sentence, because everybody who's watching this channel probably knows who she is. Natsuko Toda, she is the famous interpreter for the film industry. Good friend of Tom Cruise, I believe. Also, she's doing Japanese movies, the subtitles for the Hollywood movies. But yeah, so this particular example sentence, it's kind of, you're kind of putting the person down, meaning her English is not fantastic, but maybe she's a really good communicator. So she's not like Natsuko Toda level, which is like the highest of the high, but you know, she's a very useful person to have around. She's no Natsuko Toda, but she's a handy person to have around when we have overseas guests. Just bear that in mind when you're using it. On the other hand, if you're a straight talker and shoot from the hip, then leave out the but part. She's no supermodel. Ooh, sir, that's a bit spicy. I know I probably don't seem the type, but I'm in a rock band, yes! Now, I play the lead guitar and I'm also doing vocals. Now, I'm no Freddie Mercury, I'll give you that, but I just love getting up on stage and performing for everybody. It's so much fun. I live for it. Now, just the other week, we had a gig in Shimo Kitazawa at a place called Shelter. It's really well known if you're into that kind of thing. I'm no mathematician, but there must have been a good few hundred people in the audience, and they were going absolutely crazy. Pretty impressive, even if I say so myself. Rock and roll! So before we talked about people, but you can also use it for things. It describes them humbly. Or perhaps even sets realistic expectations so as not to get your hopes too high. Do you know what I mean? It often implies the item isn't top tier or luxury, but still has function and value. Let's take a look at 5 examples. The first one is, it's no 5-star hotel, but it's clean and comfortable. So this is a common one that you would hear in, like, I don't know, like a TripAdvisor review or something like that. When they're reviewing the hotel, they might compare it to a 5-star hotel by saying, it's no 5-star hotel, but it's clean and comfortable. That kind of thing. The second one, this car is no Ferrari, but it gets me where I need to go. So again, you're giving realistic, observations about the car that you drive. I know this car is no Ferrari, but it gets me where I want to go. It's not a great car, but it's a very useful car and it has some practical uses. It's a very practical thing. The third one, our office is no fancy skyscraper, but it has a good atmosphere. So the person, again, self-depreciating, they're not stating that their office is super fancy and super high-tech and all those kinds of wonderful things. Is saying, our office is no fancy skyscraper, but it has a good atmosphere. I'm sure you can imagine that kind of situation, yeah? Number 4, The movie is no blockbuster, but it's entertaining. So I've seen a lot of movies like that. The quality and the quality of the dialogue, the quality of the acting, the quality of the lighting, the screenplay, everything is like really good. It's not like a huge blockbuster, but it's really good. The movie is no blockbuster, but it's entertaining. And then the fifth one, this watch is no Rolex, but it looks cool and it's reliable. So again, you're not saying it's a Rolex. I know it's no Rolex. It's a simple, like this one here, it's an Apple Watch. It's no Rolex, I know, but I think it looks pretty cool and it's very reliable. It's a good watch. You can also use this pattern to express disappointment. Imagine you ordered something online, like from Amazon, and when you open the box, it's not quite what you had expected. This happened to me recently with these wireless earphones. They're definitely no AirPods. So the sound is flat, the connection keeps dropping, they feel cheap and they feel kind of plasticky. They're definitely no AirPods. I've told you a million times, don't put it over there, put it over here. Jeez, I'm surrounded by numbskulls. Anyway, my daughter is getting married next year. So I've decided to help her out financially. Not all of it, but I'm going to help her with the cost of the wedding. So she's decided to book this like a wedding chapel and a hotel to have the reception in afterwards. Now, it's no 5-star luxury resort, but it'll do, it'll do. So she is my princess. So I was having a word with her future husband-to-be. You know what his name is? Zachary. Zachary, of all names, eh? Jeez. Anyway, so I said to him, you better take care of my little girl. She is my pride and joy, my princess. And I said to him, I know you're no millionaire, but the most important thing is you take care of her and give her a good life. And then do you know what I said? I have a very particular set of skills. Liam Neeson taught me that one. It's homework time. And remember, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. And if you found this video to be useful, leave a like. It would really help me out. Okay, now, so today's question is about Mayumi. Do you remember Mayumi, who was standing in front of the Family Mart talking about rock and roll? So the question is this: how many people came to Mayumi's gig and where was it held? Okay, so put your answers down in the comments below and I'll check them as soon as I have some time. And if you have any other questions about this particular topic, feel free to ask them down there too. Okay, good luck.